And we're live with the Saturday Jive. I am your hostess with the mostest, the High Priestess Phoenix. I am your spiritual healer, teacher, shaman, seer, oracle, lightworker, starseed, earth angel, mystic, medium, psychic, witch, yogi, guru, evangelist, North American Sibyl, messenger of God, first child of God, reincarnated. I am the Lilith. What's up, what's up? I haven't even fully... breathe. Breathe. I just got home, and I haven't fully unleashed myself, and that's because I can't until I do this. Isn't that suck? Yeah, I have some stuff to unpack. So, in my community page, I had posted that before I left to work, I pulled these cards. This is our current energy. This is our spiritual work at hand. This is our outcome. Holy fucking moly. I was like, I will tell you how this goes down when I get home. Let me tell you. It's about to go down. Bro. Like, seriously? Seriously, bro. Let me get a soda. I need some caffeine. I'm kind of, like, shaky. In the essence, it's been a long week. I made it through my first week, and that was great. But today was, interesting. Okay, let's just start the story. I'll tell you how it progressed. We'll talk about it. So, the Fool energy is where I started my day. Being a whole fool, shared some stuff about it. I was just in a good energy. Usually I am on a Saturday. I am always like, when I'm not working, I'm just like, let's get up, let's get dressed, let's go hit the world. Let's go to the thrift stores, let's go to the freaking spiritual stores, let's go on an adventure. So I'm always like that, typically on a Saturday. I have a schedule to my chaos. Look at that. CJ, look at this soda. Look, I opened it and it like blew up out of it, and now watch, it's like breathing. Isn't that trippy? You ever seen a soda do that? Me neither. I saw my car do that. That's what we had to do with the freaking... That was weird. Look, it's making a bubble. I've seen some weird shit today. I'm not surprised. What happened? I don't know. My soda, forget it. I can't even put things into words today. The shit that's been going on today. But I started this way. And everybody should start your day off like this. What an innocent soul. Okay? The Fool represents each one of us as we travel through the experiences and mysteries of life, mundane and spiritual. The number on the card is 0, which tells us that the journey has not yet begun. The Fool stands outside the deck and can come at both the beginning and the end. He is surrounded by the 4 elements in the natural form: the air, the earth upon which he stands, the fire of the sun, and the water of the lakes below. The Fool here is not an idiot, but pure, undeveloped potential. He skips along. I'm just replaying what happened today. He skips along, staring into the sky, following the bright butterfly of spirit about, and I feel like, how are you in 2 places? I'm multidimensional, bro. I'm not just in my thoughts. I'm everywhere. But about to step on the principi into the material world of incarnation. As yet, he is unhindered by any received ideas, cultures, restrictions, or prejudice. He carries no baggage of any kind. We all begin this way, a blank slate, until life's fortune either helps us learn and grow, or wound and narrow us. And that's what I teach you over here, you're wounded and narrow-minded from your experiences. You're fearful and you're judgmental, and all of these, you have a wicked heart because of what has been done to you. That's okay. We can take this off. You don't have to keep being this person. You don't have to keep living up to this, this version that you don't really like and isn't really accepted too well either. Want some soda? Mine just did something weird. Have some soda. All right. He is the essence of us all. For the Fool, as a child, each experience is new and marvelous, as something to embrace without fear. And that's really what I am. Like I said that yesterday, I'm overall a happy person. I'm like a whole child for the most part. You can take me anywhere and it's just like oohs and ahs. In the sense of I'm just seeing, it doesn't matter how many times I've seen this. I'm seeing it like I've never seen it before. Everything has a new flavor to it. It's like I have never seen that type of shit before. And that's it. Like I drive the same route to work every day. But every day I'm like, wow, this is beautiful. This is beautiful. This is beautiful. And I'm like, wow. And I just ask a lot of questions. Like, even at the end of my day, we're watching this girl. We're closing up the office and everything. I'm watching this girl. She's pushing her bike up this very big hill. It's a big-ass hill. She has to stop, and she has to take a breath on her inhaler. I'm like, man, damn. And I was like, these are those moments where I just look at God. I'm like, why, God? Where's she going? Why is she gonna make her life so hard? Why she gotta keep going up the hill? Is she close to salvation? Is she gonna be cool? I just kind of sit there. I talk to the birds, wave at the children, all of that good stuff. For real. So yeah. The Fool reminds us that to discover the magic in life, we must become a child, open to adventure and fully present in each moment. If you surround yourself with the wall of received knowledge, dogma, familiarity, and carefully nurtured criticism, it will only cut you off from the wonder and vitality of existence. The wise fool does not conform into expectations of others, but follows the path his soul knows is the right one, trusting in the goodness of the universe, and all will happen exactly as it should. Okay, it started out great. I started out really solid, right? Now, let me tell you how it started, though. Typically, all week, I've only been wearing my triple moon goddess necklace. I don't wear all these for all different reasons. But today, I was guided to wear my high priestess, right? I didn't have it hanging out. I had it tucked in my shirt. Okay? Why? I'll get to that. So, as my day progressed, and let me just tell you, that's the story of the Fool. All right, here's the upright meaning. You may have been feeling as though everything familiar has lost its color and meaning, leaving you restless, discontent, or even ill. You have an overwhelming conviction that you need to seek out exciting new horizons in order for you to become more fulfilled and truly alive. I'm sure all of you have a deep down dormant feeling of this, but it's being pushed to the surface with the full moon of Sagittarius. Every day we get closer to it, you're being pushed to be more adventurous, more optimistic, more alive, spontaneous, impulsive. And that's what I told this guy. There's a cool guy here that for some reason, dude, we're full mooners. He always is like, oh, here comes that, I catch him around the full moon. And I'm like, look, this is the one. This is the one. The universe supports your impulsiveness. The universe supports your adventure. It's building. By when? Wednesday, bro. You're going to be exploding out of your skin. Do you know what it means to be a Sagittarius and just want to just live free and just chase the sun? Oh, man. It can be hard. There's downside. You're always chasing the wind. It's difficult. But this is pushing it. If you need a reason, I'm telling you, it's the season. It's all in it. You've got the summer, and plus, you know what I mean, the moon. It's the sun and the moon aligned for you to have an adventure. This is a call from the universe. Ready or not, powerful forces are at work in your life with a period of chaos, painfully breaking down the old order, so that a new one can emerge. The Fool is a totally free spirit, open and spontaneous, which is something you have lost, and that's what a Sagittarius is. We're just like, we'll go with it. What? You want to go? It's too early in the day. I already know I'm about to throw on a dress. I was thinking about the whole time. I cannot wait to take these I've been wearing, clothes to work. I was like, I cannot wait to take this shirt off and put on a dress and put on my jewelry, dude. Like, I just want to be my priestie. Asks you to take a leap of faith without worrying what other people will think. All great innovators and visionaries of the world have been called fools for less daring. Courage, risk-taking, and creative expression are needed to renew your life. And that's it too. Like, I need to get out. I've been at work all week. I need to get out and play. I have to. And then Monday is my day off, so I've got a lot of stuff to do. I have to take care of me in my adventurous ways. I have to do self-care. I have to take care of the family, do all that stuff, but I got to take care of me. And what does it mean to take care of me? I need to have me time where I can be adventurous and free and risk-taking and find creative expression. That's what it means to be a fucking Sagittarius in general. 1-800-GENERAL now. And then you put this moon on it, it's like, oh, it's pushing me. Alright, the reverse. The Fool reverse suggests that you may be acting like a selfish, immature fool with no regard for the consequences of your action. Look where you are going or you will trip up. Depending on the surrounding cards, someone may be trying to take advantage of you. If you are offered an opportunity that seems too good to be true, it is. Alright, I had this moment at my job today. I was like, I had to sit down and ask myself if I wanted to do this job. I knew it was going to come, and it was building up, dude. It was building up. I was like, the only question I asked everybody And you heard me. Why do people quit this job? And nobody was telling me what was going on. You got to figure it out, right? And she had a great term for it. It's like when the skeletons come out. That's what it was. The skeletons came out. I'll tell you, by the time we get to here, you'll know the whole story. Stick with me. Let's talk about the Knight of Cups. What is that? An adventure in your feelings. Knights are always about adventures. They better hold on to that. But based on the suit is what kind of adventure. So it's an adventure through your feelings. Oh yeah, that's what happened today. They're like, are you okay? No, I told her, I was like, I checked out. I'm completely checked out. I'm just sitting back and just reevaluating my life decisions. If this is a job, if this is a position that I can do. What happened? I'm going to get to the point, but the point is I'm a high priestess, and this is what I told him. I said it has nothing to do with the job or this individual situation. It says once I know what is right and wrong, I do not have the ability to go against what I know is right. So what you've told me is I have to be able to turn my head to do this job, and I don't know if I can morally do that. Is what happened to me today. And I had to face that. In order to do this job, you have to sit back and let shit be the way it is. I said, that's not how I'm built. I'm built to take action. I'm built to put in change. I'm built to, to do things right and set the standard and not just follow the standard, but make it better. I was like, I can't fall beneath my own standard. I can't be like everyone else and turn a blind eye to a problem. And that's where I was like, hold on. I was like, and that's where it is. And then I was, I realized why I was wearing this. Remember who you are. You're the high priestess. And you do what's, they're like, so then someone else is like, well, that's all. I wish I had that in me, that I could be like you. It's like everybody says that until you realize you can't stand down. That you have to stand behind your beliefs, and then you stand alone. It's like everybody wants to be me until you're me, and you realize that, we're in a culture where, no, you don't ruffle feathers, you don't turn heads, you don't say nothing, you don't escalate you don't let things escalate, you don't start shit, you turn your, what mind your business kind of mentality is what is the world we live in. Turn the cheek. And I come from a spiritual code, and that's why I said it's a moral ethic, it's a moral compass, where mine points north. I cannot turn a blind eye. I can't. But that's the world we live in, and people admire the fact that I stand in so tall, and that's what it is. It's about passion. That's why I said I'm passionate about what I do. This isn't big to you, it's big to me and my morals. Is if I will break them here, then where else? I didn't come this far to break these things. These are, and when they align with the business, now I'm feeling conflicted. Because the business wants me to do this, and I'm taught to do this, but you're telling me as my trainer and and as I've witnessed other employees don't follow this, now I'm in a place. When I got hired, both of my district managers said, this is the situation, and you're going to be asked to have some difficult conversations, because we do have some, some, they didn't say it, but there's illegal activities that tend to happen on our properties. They didn't say it. They said they try to attempt they try to attempt illegal activities on the property. How would you feel about certain foot traffic? Can you handle difficult people and difficult conversations? I said, oh, most definitely. I don't look where I've come from, and I am that one, right? So, and that's what I said when I started. I was like, they're not going to like me. They're not going to like me because I'm not going to let them get away with nothing. And that's because I'm taught not to. But then here it is. It's like, okay, now the skeletons come out, and you see, and that's what it is, oh, well, where's so-and-so? Well, so-and-so says it's okay. And I look at the trainer, and the trainer doesn't say nothing. And it's like, okay, hold on here. You told me that these are the rules, but you guys don't follow the rules. You can't tell me to break the rules just because you guys break the rules. And if you're putting me in charge of a property, then you've got this was my first one, right? This is my first difficult client. that you guys seem to, keep, and that's what it was, is it was getting escalated, so we wanted to keep the peace. Keeping the peace is keeping the problem. So I had this moment where I had to stand up, and I'm like, okay. And it really wasn't about the incident. It was about the fact that it was these are the incidents that I was told I would have to come across, and that I would have to, I would have to handle. So I've watched you guys not handle it, so I'm standing up to handle it. And in the middle of handling it, you took over and said I wasn't supposed to do that. You didn't say there was a better way to handle it. You said we don't handle it like that, and it's better just to let them dump you and, let this be. No, he just said that they are breaking the rules. They are literally breaking the rules. He said, so I was probing him. Yeah, we don't do that. No, but I'm supposed to be investigating what's happening on our property as the property manager. No, but we don't do. No, but if you put me on top of a property and there's illegal shit going, I'm not going to sit here and turn my head to it. I don't want to be part of this if this is what you guys are doing here. Is pretty much what I felt like. Really? Yeah, it went down. About what? But that was the only thing that kind of happened all day. And it wasn't just me and my trainer. There was another person that applauded what I was doing and my directive and how I did it. But at the same time, it got escalated. And she's like, I wish you would have been here, before. Yeah, I bet. But now, and that's what they said is he's not going to come in and do that with me anymore. But that's the difference, is now he has a different standard with me than how he acts with you, and that's what goes on. So if I go to another location and they have a different property manager and I'm just there as a floater, as a help, so I'm supposed to sit there and be quiet while the fuck shit happens. And that's what I said, inappropriate. I was like, there's fuck shit happening here, and you're aware of it. And as the manager, especially as the trainer, it's your job to eliminate it. And I was like, so now you're telling me that when I get out there, after I leave this location and I'm hitting the other locations, I got to just, I have to surrender to the fact that this is seniority, that this is their home locations, and they run their stores, or their stores. They run their properties like that. And that's it too. Oh, gosh. Oh, gosh. So, in essence, it's like, it's no, and that's what it is the whole district is going through a revamp. They don't use that terminology, but basically they had to bring in new district managers, and they're constantly losing employees. And I was like, it's because the problem is still the problem. So the district managers that just hired me have only been there fucking 6 weeks. 6 weeks. They're literally, they're dependent off of my trainer. And that's what I said. My trainer's the district doing all the district manager's job. Now I understand. They outsource these managers that don't actually know how to run it. They have district manager, like myself, manager background, but not in this particular field. So they bring in these managers and just train them for this field. But we're dependent on the training that's happening from the employees that are still here through all of this crap. So the employees that are still here from the crap still have the bad behaviors that had happened from before the vamp. Right? So they're still breeding the bad behaviors. Simplistic things of, we don't smoke on all parts of the property, there's a certain area. Well, okay, that's what I'm told as soon as I get here. But then I'm with I'm with one of the property managers, and dude is smoking everywhere. In the golf carts, all over the properties, everywhere. And he's not, I don't know what he's doing with his cigarette butts, but I'm told that we're not supposed to do that. And then here he goes doing it. Okay? Then I'm told that, we're supposed to, and this is where it all starts, is first thing, check out these gate codes. We want to see what's going on with our gate codes, just to be aware of our gate codes and what the traffic is looking like, right? After hours and, stuff like that. So we're looking for this, and this is what it is we know that there's some after hour bullshit going on, and I'm trying to ask questions, and this guy's avoiding it. And it's getting a little escalated, and they shut down the whole conversation and move him out and say that what I did was wrong. The way I approached it, yes, I'm always harsh. I was like, my harshness was wrong, but where I was going with that was not wrong. The conversation was a difficult conversation, and when I got hired, I was told we were going to have to cross these barriers, that this is happening on properties, and they need someone to, a backbone to the properties. So here I come in a backbone, and they cut my legs out from underneath me. Truly? Yeah. So I'm sitting there like, do I want to do this? Do I stay through this shift, through the paycheck, or how long do I do this? Because now I know that they're breaking the rules. If they're not following the rules, they're breaking them. And that's my moral compass. And that's what I told him. I'm rigid. I'm a high priestess. I see things in black and white. There's no gray area. You're trying to put me in the gray. You're trying to say that it's okay when it's been clearly stated it's not. You're creating the gray for yourself and for others. A little bit of friction at work, and then nothing else going on where we're just sitting in quiet. Are you okay? I'm checked out. What does that mean? I'm just reevaluating what happened so that it doesn't happen again. You've made it clear what, how I'm supposed to act, and I got to sit back and say, can I follow the rules? Can I act like you guys to keep this job? Good question, right? I got 2 days in the Holy Spirit to tell me. And again, was this, and that's where it is. I draw a line between right and wrong. They said on a corporate level, bro, I'm not getting, and that's where it is. It has nothing to do with you. This is just a job to you. You check your boxes and you go home. I have integrity behind what I do. If I'm here, then my foot is on it, and anything that goes here, I'm responsible for. And that's how I ran my fucking hotel, and that's why I became a manager. That's how I run every job you give me. I run that bitch, and I make sure it's ran well because I have integrity and pride behind and passion behind whatever job you give me. You give me a fucking broom, you're gonna be able to lick this floor, bro. You're gonna know I did it well. You're gonna be like, damn, I ain't never seen somebody sweep the floor like that, bro. For sure. That's how I work, and that's why I'm a good worker, and that's why people like to work with me. But I don't work like a worker. I work like a fucking leader. I'm a fucking leader. Show me how it's done, and I'm going to show you how to do it better. And that's my whole resume, dude. And so when it comes down to something like this, is you're asking me to let people break the rules. That's like me being at McDonald's and letting people steal soda. You might do it because you don't want to tell people, but I'm going to tell them you can't do that. Because you're a passive pussy and can't back up the company, but I can. Hey, I'm going to need you to get off property right now, bro, or I'm going to call law enforcement. Stuff like that. And that's what it is. After hours loitering is what I was looking at. And they didn't want me to freaking get it, probe it. We know and that's why I said, he's doing it. Yeah, but then what are you talking about? That puts it, are you serious? That's what happened, bro. It was stupid. It always is. I gotta look stupid as fuck all the time, standing behind a moral code of ethics. But I have them. And I can't take them off to be like you. I'm not gonna sit here and lie and cheat and, you know what I mean? That's just it. It's just that simple, bro. It's not about, you're getting away. You're not getting away with shit. Not while I'm watching, bro. I'm not going to sit and be an accomplice to a crime. If you really want to look at it that way, I have moral scruples, dude. Now, here's the great thing. Let me show you how this works out. Another thing I posted. I talked about last night in the middle of the darkness. We had this pop-up in my head about money. And I taught everybody, when you're getting low, you look at the Most High. He'll never run out of resources. He's full of resources. You let him take care of you. So this is what happened today. True story. I'm at work, different situation. These men come in and they're asking if anybody speaks Spanish. And I just, ¿entienden más que hablan? Dígame. So he starts telling me, and basically what they're telling me is, they're telling me what's going on, and I help him through it. He's like, oh, thank you. And he reaches into his man purse and he pulls out $100. He's like, here, for you and your friend. I was like, ay, gracias. And I go to give it to her. She's like, what is this? I was like, he wants to give us a tip for helping us. She's like, I didn't do anything. I was like, well, you were here. We're going to split it. She's like, no, take it. I was like, I'm not giving it back to him. I say it in English. She's like, oh, thank you, bye. And so I was like, here, let's break it. And she's like, we can't use the company money to do it. And I was like, okay, cool. Well, I will get change. I told her I'll get change and I'll bring you back $50. Imagine her. We got 2 days off. I said I was going to do something because I'm going to do the right thing. Why? Because he said it was for me and you. I could have been a bitch and said, no, he gave it to me. You didn't know what he said to me. He spoke Spanish. He said, here, para ti y para la otra muchacha. Oh, gracias, soy bien pobre. Gracias. And he's all, have a good day. And I could have been like, oh, he gave it to me. I could have said anything. She didn't know what he said. I was like, no, he gave us a tip. He wants us to split it. No, I didn't do anything. No, but we're going to split it. That's morally right. Now, I couldn't bust 100 at work. So I have to leave work. I won't see her till Tuesday. And I told her, I'm going to bring you that 50 on Tuesday. Why? Because I'm going to do what I said, and I do the right thing. If I don't show up on Tuesday with her 50, what's she going to say? What happened to that 50? I spent it. You want to talk about it? You know what I mean? In the essence of, what are you going to say? He gave it to me. You said you didn't want it. No. He gave it to me, and he said it was for both of us, and I'm going to do the right thing. Right? Now, something like that, I used to be in sales, right? And that's another thing happened yesterday. There was an email this morning. Congratulations on your over the phone move-in. I was like, yeah. And the girl's like, you did that? She's like, dude, it took me forever to do one of those. I was like, I guess I got lucky, I guess. I don't know. And it was a big deal. It was a sent out company email. It's like, so when I used to do sales with perfume and I would train people, I would give them the first couple sales so that they could get it under their, they could have some money in their pocket and they could see how it was done, and they didn't have to worry about their commission. They didn't have to worry about hitting a quota. Here, you're already on 2, bro. You're good. I'm going to go work on me. Thanks. You sure? Yeah, keep the money, bro. You're good. Why? Because giving is receiving, bro. Now, it goes back to yesterday's video. I receive because I believe. And I taught you to have that mindset, right? I said, God's going to come through and he's going to bless me. Sure enough, all he did was bless me for knowing some fucking Spanish. Thank God I lived in Mexico. Viva la Mexico! Right? And that was it. And the girl sits back, and that's another thing, too. I am the only one out of 15 fucking locations that speaks fucking Spanish. Where do you think they're about to put me? She's like, and I was like, that's why. You already told me. You already told me that Federal Heights. I mean, come on, it's Federal Heights, guys. Who lives in Federal Heights? Motherfucking Bobby. Anyways, Federal Heights is all fucking... it's pretty much Hispanic, right? It's Latinos. Where are they going to put me? Right? But it's some of their failing properties. Their struggled properties. The girl called this morning and says, if they put me here again, I'm going to quit. And I know they're going to put me there. And I was like, but you can't tell me I can't be this hard ass when I'm going over there. And that's why I was like, where do you think they're going to put me? And you're telling me I can't be this over there? I'm just supposed to let the fuck shit go down? No. I'm going to, dude, they're going to know what's up. And that's what I said. It was like, this was an opportunity to be like, don't do that with the new girl. The new girl will turn you in. And that's what the guy said. She knows all the policies. You sure she's not an undercover or something? Am I going to get kicked out? No, she's cool. And that's where it is. No, you should have used me as the bad cop. I'm coming in as the bad cop. I'm coming in. You should have, instead of cutting my freaking legs off underneath me and trying to save this person, you should have let me, keep my knee on his neck until he said, I can't breathe. Very inappropriate. I love you, George Floyd. In the essence, like, let me be the bad cop. Like, that's it. It's like, you want someone to go over there and clean up these areas, but you don't want me to be this? Hold on. Then this isn't the job for me. And, yeah. But that's what had happened. So anyways, yeah. And it goes back to, lots of stories. God, it's just a fucking adventure. Why can't I just stay at home and praise God? I gotta go outside and learn about the world that I live in. It was one hell of a day. So that's where the compassion needs to come in. Right? So I need to figure this out. I'm in a rigid area. I need to sit back and realize, can I still be me and do this job? Do they want me to be me in this job? Is being me going to make this harder for me? Following the rules, being, making things are done right, holding people accountable and a certain standard with ethics and morality. Is this not what I was hired for? It's kind of how the conversation went. And then when there was like, after the dead space, it's like, okay, so, my approach was wrong, but was my intention wrong? Just because you had no intention to stop it, I was taught to stop it. And if you're going to send me over to Federal Heights, I'm going to stop it there. You want me to stop it there, we've got to stop it everywhere. Because wherever you send me to, it's got to be the same standard throughout the whole district. I don't want to just play, you know what I mean? The fucking, the properties are cool on the day that I'm there, but then they're not, anytime that I'm not there, I got to come back and clean up everybody else's bullshit. Oh, well, so-and-so lets me get away with this, and so-and-so says it's okay, and so-and-so. Well, I'm not so-and-so. So act right. I didn't say all that, but that's kind of where it is. I'm new, but I'm not them. I was hired with the same intention. Don't get my newness fucked up. And that's the thing, is what got you this job? I'm a fucking boss, bitch. And I'm bossy. Okay? I'm gonna get the job done according to the higher ups. They wrote the book, I follow the book, I rewrite the book. And I make sure all of us are on the same page in that book. It's called being a team leader, bro. You can take initiative and be that person. And that's what I've always been. I told you, before I even got a job, this is what I've always done my entire life. Taking the initiative. Where does that come from? I'm not really sure. Just God being, truth and justice, right and wrong. It's in my soul, bro. So dude says that they're breaking the rules, and I try to find out what's going on, and he gets all funny about it, and he raises his voice, so I raise my voice. And the girl comes in the middle of our conversation, like, no, it's all good. Here, come outside with me. In the middle of our conversation, she takes the dude away from me. My trainer's on the phone. She hangs up the phone. What the hell was that? And I'm frustrated. I'm literally in the middle of handling a situation, and you took it away from me. Maybe I wasn't handling it right, and you were not comfortable with the tone in the room, but we weren't yelling. It was just escalated. It was escalated, but it needed to be, because this was about, safety issues on the property. Don't tell me I'm wrong. Tell me why this is all right. And that's where I had to say is like, look, I got to sit back and just sit here and think about, can I break my rigidity? Can I cross that line? And that's what I use as a parable. I said, look, this is how I'm built. And it's true. I've told stories. I'm so rigid that I won't break the carpool lane. Out of fear, I suppose, I'll be that one person that the cop knows. I'll be that one person that gets caught. I don't break rules. Unless, I decide what is right and wrong within myself, just like you guys. But if I have a moral compass, I'm not going to break it for you. I have to break it because I know that it's the right, this isn't right. If I've ever broke a rule, and that's what I said about something else, right? So another thing that, I'm going to be flat out about it, right? I'm going to tell you the secret. So when a tenant passes away and their people are trying to get their, close down their lease and, get their belongings, it gets drug out real bad. And the person that's just trying to get access to it, it's not easy. And most of the time they lose, because of the way that the system is built up. These people end up, they lose their parents or their deceased ones, belongings, and end up having to pay, the rest of their lease. And it's all bullshit, bro. It's all bullshit. You know what I mean? And so I'm like, so in essence, bro, you can't say it, but they could just, get their family's belongings, vacate the, the location, and catch the bill later. Yeah, but we're not supposed to. I'm like, so, and that's where I said it. It was like, if I've got they just lost their mother, bro. And all they're trying to do is get their mother's belongings out and get get all of this closed down. And now legal won't let them in to do all of this. And now while they're trying to do it, they're accumulating their deceased rent money and all of this, the way that legal's set up, right? So in the essence, it's like, you guys will let people break other rules, but what about this, bro? And if I lost my job over this, right? And that's what I said. They're telling me all these different scenarios, and that's what it is what to do in this scenario, what to do in this scenario, how to handle this, all of this. And I'm like, morally, bro, I'm going to tell them, do you have keys? All right, vacate it. And I didn't say this to you, but vacate their stuff now. You know what I mean? Show me the death certificate, and my job is on the line. And that's it. If I get into this, and like, I'll stand in front of corporate and say, look, I know what you guys are doing here, and you're destroying, if I have to lose my job over a moral ethic like this, then yeah. Truthfully, yeah, dude. When I heard how difficult it is for them to, shit. Now looking back at my, why I was so scared to have the scarlet letter of, an eviction and shit like that. breaking those leases and having all that money and, you know, all that shit, and then losing all your belongings and stuff, that's just so fucking tragic, bro. You know what I mean? You don't decide when your family dies. You're just stuck with cleaning up the mess. And to lose all of them, you know what I mean? Lose every memory of them because you didn't have the proper documentation because you guys weren't that close, and you know what I mean? All of this, and then you're going to catch this bill. This bill is coming to you because all you tried to do was, you know what I mean, do the right thing by closing this whole situation down. This feels real fucked up. So, I mean, I'm not in that position, but when you're in that position, you know, and that's where it is like, do you follow the standards all the way? Are you going to, if you break a rule, you know, and that's why we have a justice system, and that's what I said, is like, why did you do this? Because I felt like it was the right thing to do. I was willing to put my job on the line to do what I knew what was morally right. And sometimes you got to do that, and that's what I did today. What happened? I was doing what I thought was morally right. I did not approach it with the right tone. We didn't have an opportunity to critique it. But it was my first experience, and it could have been critiqued, and it was a training tool where we could have learned how to address these type of incidences in a better way. But I was told while addressing it that we don't address them, and that just blew me away because I was trained that we were supposed to address these things. And I shut down and just kind of didn't understand, and that was me being a child. I don't understand. You told me that we're supposed to do this, and now when it happens, you're telling me not to do this. I'm confused. You want me to do the right thing, but then you show me the wrong things. And that's what she said. It's one of those, do as I say, not as I do. And that's what the other girl said while she was there. That's the standard in this company. I'm like, I don't know if I could work like that. I've lost jobs for that. I told you. I quit a fucking Denny's job because I watched the district manager go into the back behind the line with no gloves, reach into the food and eat it right there where we make food. I'm not going to work for a company where the main man in charge breaks the rules like this. That's so unsanitary. I eat here, bro, and this guy is literally eating on top of the fucking stove right now, bro. I'm really rigid. Somebody else wouldn't have said shit. Pass me a piece of bacon. I'm going to throw up in my mouth, and I've got to walk out of this facility, and I'll never come back. Knowing that you on top, this is how you act. I bet they don't wash their hands either. Somebody's picking their nose back there if you're eating back there. Which Denny's? It's on Peoria. I kept saying, I was like, no, I don't know where it is. It is. It's on Peoria and I-70. Really? Yep. I lived in Montbello and I got a job right there. And I quit right away for that reason. This was minor. And of course, district managers are off on the weekends. And there will be a 10-point test when they come. I'll have my day in court where I'll talk about all of this stuff that I've learned through training. Where the doors close and how was your training? Well, we got let me pull out my notes. We have a lot to talk about. In the essence, no, you're trying to impress them. I'm not impressed. You're going to sell me this or I'm going to walk out because I know my worth, dude. I know that companies I know that there's another district that wants me to have these conversations, will teach me how to have these conversations, will not run from these conversations, and this is why they're better districts than ours. You're like, you're only 5 days in. It doesn't matter. I'm 5 days into this business. I am fucking 25 years into being a manager. This ain't my first rodeo. Giddy up. I'm going to fucking grab the bull by its horns and I'm going to make it submit. I ran that fucking hotel. That's what Bobby will tell you. I ran that bitch. You put me in charge, I'm running this whole thing. I've got everybody's numbers. I know what's going on in every fucking place. I'm in charge. You put me in charge, I'm in charge, and I'm going to take charge. I wasn't trying to be nobody's fucking manager. But they hired me for a manager. I was just trying to be, you know what I mean? That's what I said. Just give me a cleaning job, some earphones, leave me alone. I can do that. But when you want me to run things, I'm going to run it. And I'm going to run it right. According to the stuff, the information given to me. Why did I watch 15 fucking videos, sign off, take all these fucking tests, write all these things, and then when it comes in real life, I don't do what I said I was gonna do? No, that's just what the books say. We don't really do that. Really? Why did they write the book? Why do these people keep visiting and making sure we're doing what the book says? We're following it to the book. I followed the book and landed the call. It was just one. I did 3 calls yesterday. I told her, I'm not good on the phones. Force me on the phones. I landed all 3. I said, okay, today I just want to watch. That's all I said. I want to watch you because now you have another employee. I want to watch you too. And I've done all hands on this week. You showed me and I did. You showed me and I did. Now I want to go back and watch you, how you execute, and critique myself according to 2 different people doing it, is what I told her. She wasn't expecting that. It's like, yeah, no, I train my own way. I know how this works for me. You know what I mean? And that's what I told her. I'm not strong on the phones. Teach me the phones. Okay, now shove me out there. I need you to push me out there. I'm afraid of them. So I jumped on them and I did it. Like, I tell you what I want and how my training is. And that's it, you know? And obviously I'm fucking killing the shit, but they're not ready for it. Like, who hired this bitch? God. God put me in. And that's what I told him. I was like, guys, I wasn't even trying to come get this job. I was just trying to meet I just threw in one more resume to add before I went to go see my freaking, my social worker. This resume got me a job, and here I am. That's all. I wasn't like, oh my God, I want a job. I want to work, for this company. And while I've been there, another company called me. And I told them that I had already got a job. I kind of regret that. They wanted to schedule me for an interview. Which company? I forgot. But it was an office job for sure, because I was applying for office jobs at that moment for not front end positions. All right, Knight of Cups. That's where all this compassion comes in, right? Right? And we're already at the 10 of Wands. Jeez, that's the weight of the world. I take it on, bro. I take my life serious, bro. When I'm put in a position, it's serious to me. I take what I do serious. I'm passionate, no matter what it is, bro. If I'm cleaning that bathroom, bro, I take it serious. If I'm taking out the trash, I take it serious. Whatever I'm doing, I take it serious. I want you to, you know what I mean? It's not because you're watching me. It's because God, because they're watching me. I got a whole team like, oh, you better get that spot. All right. Not really, but that's just, it's just a way. It's my way. And that's rigidity. Can I bend? Can I break? Is there places that you can, there's some, but not many. The Knight brings you something of great emotional and spiritual value, but be careful not to misinterpret his message. True happiness and fulfillment is not based on transority desire or gratification of short-term pleasure, but grows out of unselfish love for others and compassion for the world. It is a simple thing to practice kindness in your dealings with others and make you and those around you happier and less stressed. And that's what she tried to say. They were trying to keep the peace. I was like, yes, we're peacekeepers, but as I haven't said this in at least 15 fucking years. You have to be an iron fist with a velvet glove. That's what write that down. That has been hidden I haven't said that in like 15 fucking years. That's what's asked of you. An iron fist with a velvet glove. Do you get that? Solid, but soft. Unbreakable, but soft. And that's what I said. It's like, I teach how to be Christ-like. I'm not Christ, but that's what I thrive to be every day, is kind. But I have to, you know what I mean? I can't wear kindness as a weakness. And that's what they're doing with you. They see your kindness as a weakness. They know that they can call me a bitch. But you know what I mean? I'm just working according to how I was trained. And it's okay, because if you fear the bitch, you'll respect the bitch. And that's really it. And so it's the Knight of Cups tells you to follow your heart, not your ego. This is an opportunity for great spiritual growth. The Knight of Cups may represent a person in your life, or it might be you. I am creative and imaginative, soft-spoken and gentle. I am ruled by my heart rather than my head. So, though I am intelligent, I am easily swayed. I am an artistic, romantic, and charming. The reverse. can represent trickery, fraud, cheating, unrequited love, and broken promises. A situation that seemed romantic or exciting proves disappointing. And that's it. All of the, the rose-colored glasses come off when you start to see what's really going on. And as she says, the skeletons come out. The Knight of Cups reverse may be an actual person who doesn't differentiate between fact and fiction, who is vain, moody, and over-emotional, who may abuse drugs, alcohol, or sex. His idea of a relationship is generally a one-night stand, and is unlikely. In the unlikely event that you are in a relationship with him, you will never know where you are. If he has moved on, he probably won't even tell you, as he will avoid the confrontation. All I saw was, stupid Wolfman. I still don't like you today. You're just as disgusting today as you were yesterday. And by Monday, oh God, I'll really be throwing up in my mouth. All right, 10 of Wands. What does that mean? You took it on the weight of the world. You're burdened. I am. I was first thing in the day. But that's okay. They're just waves. And that's why I had to clear this out. I got a good-ass meal. I'm going to take me a nice bath. We still have half a day to explore. I got tomorrow, which is God's day. And on a Saturn day, what do? Push your limits. Saturn pushes your limits and your reality. Get to the damn card. Where's the Wands? 9 of Wands? Yes, my resilience. We're going to 10. In this card, the creative fire of Wands has become doused. You've taken far too many commitments, and a sense of oppression weighs you down. Perhaps you are running a business that takes up every minute of your time, doing too much overtime work, or just have too many things on the go at once. You are certainly not enjoying yourself. Any excitement or satisfaction you once had in your enterprise has been stifled, and you have no time or energy for personal creativity and pleasure. See, it is, and that's what I told you. I've worked a whole week. I need to get out and play. That doesn't look like drugs and alcohol for me. That means, put on a dress, go outside, be part of, get some fresh air, take the kids out, walk the dog, be part of the world, be part of the natural world. I've been part of the matrix. I've been a worker ant. I've been part of, the city life. I'm ready to go back to nature. And that's where it is you have to have time for your personal creativity and pleasure. What does that mean? I just want to sit down and stare at nothing and let it take it all in. Let it all out and take it all in. I don't want to do it here. I want to be out in nature, being healed. I've had a really great week. I made it through. It was hard. I had a period. We did shadow work. I'm proud of myself. But now it's like, okay, good job. Now go take some time for yourself. Tomorrow's the Lord's day. I've got to give the Lord my day. I've got to give my laundry. Oh, God, Mr. Rogers is like, we're going to have to get Captain Rogers to carry this shit out. You know what I mean? And for real, I've got to do all that. Monday is usually, by God's standard, I'm supposed to take a day off. Always just sit, and that's not a day off. It means Empress Day, where I sit as the High Priestess and I'm receptive, right? It's an actual alchemy day. I'm channeling everything from this week that I've already took in will hit me on Monday. All the shit from last week that I took in, the last little bits of it will process out so I can start a new week. So I have to take this time. I have to find time for me. And I got to get my kids out. They haven't been out all week. It's not like they really do, but I've got to force them out. You know what I mean? We got to force ourselves out. Not just crawl in bed and, oh, I'm tired. I've had a long week. I'm just going to vegetate on top of the phone for 4 hours. No. And this is it. Even though I worked, I still got to give my priesthood. I've still got to pour out, this is alchemy. I got to tell you my story, make the cards. I've still got, we still got to do teaching tonight on chakras. Remember? I stand behind what I say. I can't always meet all of my freaking responsibilities at that day, at the deadline. We can get an extension. Can I get an extension? Yes. We will do this. We will get to it. I still have not finished the tarots. We're going through our wands right now, using our willpower. We need stories to, you know what I mean? They're not just cards. We need testimonies. Can I get a witness? A testimony? Is God working in any of your lives? No, he's working in mine, so I'm teaching you how he works in yours so you can identify God is working in your life. And it's not always the best shit. Right now, in order to enjoy life, you will have to put some of your burdens down. Learn to delegate and leave things that don't really need doing alone. Say no sometimes. This shows great strength, not weakness. You need to take care of yourself at the moment. And that's it. I was a big girl today. I was a big girl this week. I was a whole manager. I was running shit. I was training and running shit. I need to come back, and I can't give up what I was. I just took on more. That means what? It's going to take more to deflate this bullshit. Yep. Ten of Wands demonstrates the use of pure brute force, detached from any spiritual or moral reason. If you're working magically, you probably want results and effects without understanding or purpose, unleashing destructive forces that will rebound on you. Be warned. We spoke of this yesterday. Lumen Moon said you did just that. You tried to mess with spell work and you opened a gate. Guys, put down your pride and call me. Why? Because it's going to feed on you. It's going to feed on your fear. It's going to feed on your shadow. Whatever you've let out, I'll help you get rid of it. You have to put down your pride and say, hey, I fucked up. Can you help me? Yes, that's what I'm here to do. But I can't help you if you don't ask. I'm not going to tell you no, and I am probably going to laugh in your face. Put down your pride. I told you this was going to happen. You're going to blow your fucking face off and you're going to let something in. I told you not to do that. You're trying to manifest without doing the right work, guys. I know what you're doing. It's okay. I know all. But again, I'm doing my job. And part of my job is helping you through these things. If this is you, send me an email, thehighpriestessphoenix6@gmail.com, and I will tell you what to do to get out of your magical mess. Okay? Do not call me and tell me that you're cursed and somebody else did it. I know the truth. I don't care what you did. Let's just fix it. And that's what that's what a leader is supposed to do. It's like, okay, let's fix this, and then we'll look at how we can handle it better next time. And that's what I was denied today. I know it wasn't right. It could have been better, but you know what I mean? It needs to be done, period. It's like, oh, we don't clean the toilet because we don't know how to do it right. It still needs to be cleaned. At least half-assed. It needs to be half-assed cleaned. That was a half-assed conversation that we had, but the conversation still needed to be had. If you're working magically, yeah, and you want results because you want, what do you want? You want the burden taken off of you. That's not magic, bro. That's just you taking it off. You don't have to magically, you know what I mean? This isn't magical work. This is actual physical work where you put shit down and you let God magically work in your life. I don't do magic. I am magic. What makes me magical? My beliefs. That I actually believe it and I walk in it and I talk it and I feed it. And that's what it means, is to put down a seed of belief and keep watering that seed. Keep giving it sunlight until it grows. Some of them grow faster because I really believe in it. Some of them it's hard to believe in, and I lose my belief and I have to go back and start all over. It's all about belief. I teach you what manifestations is. But if you're not manifesting from a heart and you're just manifesting from your mind, which is out of pure lack, envy, jealousy, greed, those things don't manifest, guys. And a lot of it is in your wording. I teach you magic, but God is the real magic. It's just working with God. You're magical because of your beliefs and what He's capable of doing. People that do magic, they're magical because they work with an entity and their belief in that entity and the entity's power because of the belief they've given it. God doesn't fail. Your entities are not stronger than God. I work with the one true God, and I am Goddess. That's a whole nother thing. You guys are praying to forms of me that you don't believe are me. You believe in an invisible form of a deity, but when a person says that they are that deity and shows you, you won't believe that. Rigidity is what I heard. We all have some problems, huh? Anyways, reverse. The reverse Ten of Wands can mean one of two things. Either you are shrieking from your responsibilities and thinking only of yourself in any given situation, leaving others to bear your share of cleanup and clean up the problems you leave. And that's what we were talking about. or you're playing the martyr, taking on the responsibilities and doing things that could easily be accomplished by others so that you can show how hard done you are. And that's what she does. That's what I told her since I got there. I was like, they shouldn't be calling you for any of this. Nobody should be calling you for any of these. These are all district manager. Why are they coming to you? Then the new girl, you know, she's not new. A different employee comes in and works with us today. She's scheduled. And she tells me, this all makes sense now. You've been here the longest. You came from corporate district in California. They brought you out here because you were corporate. So then they bring in these new district managers that are being trained under you, but you're doing all of this. You're a martyr. And you're cleaning up everyone's mess. They're about to send you to the next one to clean up that mess. And that's what they're going to do to me, is send me around cleaning up people's messes. Unless we teach them not to be messy. We clean up the foot mess fully. That's what I sat with my trainer and talked about yesterday. It's in my video yesterday. But today, oh shit, on a Saturday. So that was my spiritual growth, and again, I posted this at like 8 o'clock in the fucking morning. I told you, hey, this is what the day looks like. Did I know it was going to be like that? I mean, when I got to this, I was like, this is interesting. We'll see how this one plays out. I knew what this meant. I knew what they meant. I was like, oh, the weight of the world. And that's what I said, is this job going to weigh me down today? Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. But in the essence, it was, you know, you ride through it. There's the ups, the downs, you know, and it was awkward. Awkward, yes, but we're going to get through this. You know what I mean? Let me just sit back and evaluate how I fucked this up and how I shouldn't have done this and, you know, what I could have done better. That's what I'm doing right now. That's what I said. I'm checked out. I'm just kind of reevaluating how it went down and what I could have done better. And, you know, and then I explained it. I was like, I was told to do this. But then you tell me not to do it, and I'm sitting here very confused. And can I just sit there and let, you know, turn a blind eye? And that's where we sat there, and they're going to wonder all weekend, is she going to come back? Yeah, I'm going to come back. Like a fucking flame. I don't know, unless God says not. God has made me walk off of jobs, too. That's another thing. I sat there in the parking lot with I had Muhammad Ali, Pac, and Kobe trying to calm me down. They told me to walk, or to no call, no show. A brand new job I just got. I can't do that. Yeah, you can. I can't do that. Yeah, you can. They don't give a shit about it. I'm not doing that. I know other people do that. I'm not doing that. That's not who I am. I would never do that. I just sit there with them in my car. I'm on my way to work and that. You know, and then you go back to, well, I'm at the hotel. The Holy Spirit's like, why are you going to work? I'm just trying to do the right thing. Do you need money? Yeah, you're right. And that's it. It's my moral compass. I have to find out, am I, you know, can I tune this? Can I high tune this? You know, tune this to a higher frequency? Or am I just this low vibrational about shit? I think I have a high standard when we're talking about this particular area. And that's where it is, you know, it's not all, and that's what she said, we're supposed to be unicorns and butterflies. You definitely give that off. But that's why they run all over you right here. I don't want people to run over me. That's not who I am. I'm very kind. I'm generous. I'm compassionate. I'm understanding. But I'm not easy. I'm not a fool. You're not going to run no game on me. Not knowingly. I might not know what you're doing at the moment, but once I figure this shit out, we're going to set this straight. And that's, again, you're like, dang, girl. Yeah. That's why I always get these jobs, bro. They see it within a week or two. Again, I'm in a hotel of 1,300 fucking employees. I need a raise. I take that shit to the top. Guess who gets a raise? All 1,300 and fucking employees. Because of who? A person like me. That's not afraid. I'm not afraid, because they started like me. And I've been them. I've been you, I've been me, I've been all of this. You know what I mean? And they always think I'm some undercover employee. When I got here in the fucking shelter, everybody thought I was staff. No, she ain't homeless. She's part of the staff. No, I'm not. She's undercover. Something's up. Yeah, no. Because I don't act and dress and talk and, you know what I mean? I'm not like the people around me. There's something wrong with me? Apparently. 59:41. So yeah, it was a day. And every day's a day, and then thank God. The day was actually, it was one hell of a day. I said I got to see it. I was like, the lady came in, she's like, it was because it was the beginning of the month that it was so crazy that you saw that. She's like, I got hired in the middle. I never saw any of that. I was in my own property before I had a beginning month, and all of that crashed me. I was like, that's why all these employees were calling all week, asking her how to deal with every situation. Yep. Because they haven't experienced it until the beginning of the month when everything, and I told you, man, this shit was going down all week. And she explained it. It's because it's the beginning of the month. They have to get, you know what I mean? They have to be out. They have to have their fees in. If not, the late fees are going to hit. So things get real crazy at the beginning of the month and at the end of the month. And that's where I got hired. She's like, but watch, next week it'll be fucking quiet. Fucking crickets. You won't even know. You'll have to just do property management. That's what I heard. You just handle some front office. They said it's 80% property management, 20% front end. I'm like, I can do that. I don't have to deal with too many people. I don't have to deal with, too much this. No, I learned the whole front end this week, and then I guess I get the ass end of it next week. I signed up for the ass. This is an ass job. Just kidding. It's all good. But that's it, is, where do you fit in? Are you just that adaptable where they can mold you into the perfect employee, the perfect bullshit? Do you come with a background? And that's what they really want. They really want, well, not that. In management, no, they outsource, bro. They don't care as long as you have management. They want managers. It's hard to teach people how to have a manager, a leader. If you've already had a leader role, you know how to apply leadership role. You know what I mean? What your role is. But it's a leadership role. And I've been, many times in the leadership. And so, again, it was a great day, but it was challenging. And it was, ups and downs. And I just want to show you that. That's life. That's life. That's what all the people say. Okay, so I'm done. I'm going to have me a meal and a shower. And I'd like to hope that I don't. And that's totally forgivable. If I just end up putting on my pajamas and enjoying the rest of my night watching Netflix and chilling. That's what most adults do, right? That's what you guys do at the end of a hard work week. You have a beer or something like that. No, thank you. From swallowing anything thick and nasty, somebody's better be getting off, because that's gross. Yeah, that was my story. So give me a little while, and by sometime tonight, I'm going to teach you about the chakras. It shouldn't be a long-ass video. I don't have too many visuals to it. I mean, I could tell you about your chakras, but that's what we're going to talk about. What's chakras? You can Google it. It's invisible energetic connections throughout your spine that connect you to the divine. Divine energy flows through them. We need to clean out your chakras so you can have divine energy flowing through you. What's blocking them? Your human experiences. You're spiritually constipated by the shit that has happened to you in your life. It has made you rigid. The word of the day is rigidity. I love yous. I'll catch you soon. Laters, haters.